G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the bar. Every great country in the world has a national day, a day where they celebrate the fantastic country that they have, celebrate the people, the inventions, everything about it. Think about it like this: America has the 4th of July, Independence Day, a massive celebration all over that nation. We don't have that here. We don't have that at all. And I think that's a national shame. We used to celebrate it. Everyone would fly their flags proudly, but not anymore. You see, when it comes to January 26th, every single year, there is great debate raging like a fire through the bush, through the forest, through the scrub that's fueled by the media. They want to see us arguing and fighting. They want to see us angry on social media. They want to see us divided, the people of this great nation. And Australia Day is a fantastic topic to divide people on. If you dare celebrate January 26th, Australia Day, you will be seen as a right-wing bigot person who is a racist at the very crux of it, which is very unfortunate, and it is not accurate. You see, you can celebrate Australia Day and not be a racist. You can just be really proud of your country. I think that's what most people do on Australia Day, and I think that's what most people should do. I'm going to really dive into this topic on this video, but if you have a ridiculously short attention span, here's the takeaway. I don't care what day we have it on, because that's the big argument. We shouldn't have it on this particular day. I don't care, but we deserve a day. We need a day. We need a day to celebrate our fantastic country that we should be proud of. And even suggesting that you are proud of this country, if you went out into the streets and said that you were proud to be in this country, that is a right-wing talking point. I could go further. That's a far-right talking point. What an absolute insane society we exist in. Now, you may not be from Australia and you may be thinking, hang on, why would someone not want to celebrate this great country? The amazing beaches, the coffee, the food, the people. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. The animals will murder you, but you can't have everything. Well, it's all to do with Aboriginal people and the way that people who look like me or looked like me back in the day treated those people when they landed here in the 1700s. And in my opinion, in my estimation, there are two different types of people who are against Australia Day. There are the ones who are Indigenous people, and it genuinely reminds them of something horrific. The 26th of January, a lot of people will say that January 26th marks the day of colonisation in this country, which led to a lot of heartache and a lot of horrific heartache, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking, I don't even know if I can say these words, genocide. I'm talking mass murders. I'm talking the most horrific shit of all time. Well, maybe not all time. It happened all over the world to all different cultures, which doesn't make it okay. It just means it's a human experience, not a white versus black experience. Just saying. Now, the problem with all that is those acts continued throughout time. They became less violent and more political. The stolen generation. Here in Australia, kids were literally kidnapped from their homes, or they went out to the park to play. They went up to the local the football ground to kick a ball, and they were taken by people from the government, from Aboriginal families, and given to white families. Horrific. That destroys, obviously, the family unit. It destroys culture. It destroys thousands and thousands and 60,000, 80,000 years of history. Horrific. And my opinion has always been on Australia Day, if it upsets someone's grandmother so much, breaks their heart, then fuck it, let's change the date. Because originally that was the argument, let's change the date. Fuck it, change the date. Who cares? But as long as we have a day to celebrate, that's all I care about. But as I got older, I realised, hang on, there are some people that just want to change the date, and that's fine. But a lot of people just want to abolish the whole thing. And a lot of these people, well, they're the second group that gets really upset about this. And this is the people who are extremely white, they're Anglo-Saxon, and they just basically are professional complainers. You'll find these people, because they'll have their pronouns in their bio, they'll also have what Indigenous land they now live upon, and I imagine they're not doing anything for Indigenous people except for complaining on their behalf, which is actually quite offensive, I think. They think they're more progressive than you, they're better than you, they're more virtuous than you. The painful people, the woke people, these are the other people that are really behind this. And these people really want Australia Day to be abolished and no celebration of this country to be had. And I think if you ask most Indigenous people, they love it here. That's why they lived here for a fucking long time. And they still live here. It's a great place. We should celebrate it. But it's the progressive people, the woke people. They're the ones who want to see it gone completely. And with time, this has bled into governments and councils. The local Bendigo Council, which is a place in Victoria. They recently, and this is an insane article, a major council has been accused of bribery after offering a one-off $500 payment to staff who signed a pay agreement that mentions banning the phrase Australia Day. They're literally giving people, allegedly, money to stop using the words Australia Day. What the fuck is that? To go even further, that council also plans to bring in quote, sorry business leave, end quote, which would give Indigenous staff 3 days extra off per year for a period of mourning and bereavement. No one wants to be looked down upon. No one wants to be pitied. I think that is my biggest issue with all of this type of stuff, is when you put those things in place, it's like you're standing back and going, hey, listen, I know I'm the superior one. Let me give you something extra special. It's fucked. No one wants to be treated with special treatment. Fuck off. Just treat everyone nicely, politely, and let people live their lives. One thing I love about America, and I've always really liked this, is how proud Americans are of their flag. I was in Texas last year. There's flags everywhere. And I think we should do that more in Australia. I think we should be proud of this great place that we live. It's fucking fantastic. I love it here. The government's trying to ruin it, but I really like it. If you take yourself away from the government and the shit that they go on with and actually just hang around the people, it's fucking awesome. But that may never happen. And I guess this is the problem. Every year when they bring up this topic of conversation, it's all to do with people enjoying complaining. Maybe not everyone. Some people, as I said, actual Indigenous people, they have a right to be upset at colonisation. It changed their culture. It changed the course of history. They don't have a right to be upset at me or someone who looks like me, but they can be upset about the past. And I think it's important we learn about the shit that went down. And I guess this is just my pipe dream of us all coming together as a nation. I'm proud of my Anglo-Saxon heritage. I love the story of the history of the people that eventually came over here and what they did in their past. But I'm also proud of the Indigenous culture of the land where I live. I think that's fantastic. There's so many amazing stories and tales told, why can't we have both? Why can't we all be proud of what we have and celebrate this great country? I guess what I'm saying when everything boils down is this. We deserve a national day. We should all come together and not listen to the biggest fucking whingers of all time. I know there's a lack of a better term, but the woke people, the progressives, the biggest fucking sooks on planet Earth. There are arguments for having Australia Day and not having it on that particular day, but I will not listen to an argument that says we shouldn't have it at all. But I think if we spend all our time complaining, then we're just becoming like the people who I'm talking about in this video. This Australia Day, and this goes for anyone in the world, let's use it to do something positive. Because we can argue all day, it's not going to change the woke people's minds, now is it? And most of you probably agree with me, and that's part of the echo chamber that we live in. That's algorithms, that's how they work. You get shown shit you want to see. It is what it is. Ours is just a whole lot fucking better. Yeah? So what do? I think we should do this. Until we can remove the woke government and woke people from fucking universities and indoctrinating children into their shit way of thinking, we do this. On January 26th, whether or not you celebrate it or not, use that day to check on your mates. Mate Day. Check on your friends. Make sure they're doing all right. The reason I bring this up is this. In my community, recently 2 young dudes took their lives. And we know that the suicide rate for men is astronomical. If you look at all the suicides per year, 75% of them are men. It's the biggest killer of men under 50. It's tragic. And I think that if we can actually pinpoint a day where we do what Australians do well, we look out for each other. Let's pinpoint Australia Day. That's when you call up your mate you haven't heard from in a while and you check on them and you make sure they're doing okay. And you know what? Really check on them. Because there's other days like that, like Are You Okay Day. That doesn't mean anything. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Fuck, let's move on. No, really ask someone, how are they doing? Ask them proper questions. Talk to them for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Get to know their situation and what's going on. And if you do encounter someone that's doing it tough, then you need to be able to point them in the right direction. Go and see them. Get your other mates all around them. Support them. If that's not helping, get them to a doctor. And I know a lot of people don't want to go on medication and things like that, and it should be a last resort, okay? You should be changing your diet, make sure you're exercising, change your environment you're around, you go and see a therapist, all that type of stuff. But I'll tell you this, maybe taking some sort of, whether it's an antidepressant or whatever, it's better than being fucking dead. This Australia Day, reach out to your mates. It's mate day. Make sure they're doing all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, stick around. There's fucking videos all the time. I'm on fire, ladies and gents. Let me tell you that right now. Be a good motherfucker. Peace and let me know what you think about the bar setup. Fucking not bad. I'll see you next time. Tout au revoir. Bye-bye.